Hello everybody, welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is February 19th, 2017. Very interesting information coming in. One of our subscribers, Jason, sent in some fantastic information. And now astronomers are starting to reveal what I think is some very, very vital information. So this is the article that Jason sent in. And Jason, this is a fantastic article. Thank you very much. Really has me thinking. But anyways, folks, I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of astronomy word salad. But the reason why I am bringing you this article is to show you that astronomers are discovering that other planets and stars do and will interact with our sun. And I believe wholeheartedly that we do live in an electric universe. And it is also my belief that you all know, I feel that our sun is interacting with this brown dwarf star known as Nemesis. Now, I've received over the year so many photographs and short pieces of video from subscribers showing the sun blinking. And one gentleman swears that he saw lightning bolts coming from the sun as he was trying to videotape what he was observing. Is that possible? Well, probably. And at the end of this article, I'm going to show you a video that talks about the sun's role in lightning on our planet. It's very interesting. So this article actually had me thinking about the sun's interaction with this brown dwarf and other planets, causing the sun to pulsate, possibly causing the sun to lose energy. But I guess we'll really never know for sure because we're still in search of all of this information. And this article does go into a lot of very scientific detail, and I am just going to attach a link in the description box to this article. And it's pretty informative. It's not very, very long. And these are MIT astronomers and scientists. These are not your backyard amateur astronomers. These people are very, very smart. And this star and this large exoplanet, which they refer to as a hot Jupiter exoplanet in reference. It's about 385 light years away. Very, very far. But the article goes into talking about the orbit of this exoplanet as it gets close to its host star, causing this interaction with the star. So therefore, relating to my theories of the brown dwarf basically sucking energy from the sun, interacting with our sun. Is this the reason why, once again, that we are seeing all of these coronal holes opening up on the sun? Is this the possibility that observers from around the world claiming that they see the star, which we call the sun, blinking, dimming? There's also been some theories and investigations that the star is going dim, meaning our sun, for about 1 hour every day. Is this the possibility why they are doing so much chemtrailing all over the world, folks? I mean, here in the United States, we're not the only ones that are experiencing this chemtrailing. They're doing it everywhere. I mean, just yesterday I was trying to capture the sun using a filter on the telescope and live streaming it onto YouTube. It was a little bit of a disaster because the winds were gusting up to about 40 miles an hour on the hilltop that I had the equipment. It turned out okay. We were able to capture what I feel is either one of these planets orbiting the sun, and I'm able to capture it at different intervals. And listen, folks, this is not a lens flare. I mean, if you watch the video, you can clearly see, there were a few trees in the way, branches moving in the wind, and yet this object is below the sun, and the branches are directly in front of the camera. So I received a lot of kind of weird comments, and I even received one comment from some individual that told me that he was filing a federal lawsuit against me. Well, more power to you, buddy. Go ahead and file your federal lawsuit, because by the time it hits the court system, there won't be a court system. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I bring you this information is because each and every day there is more and more information being kind of leaked out by scientists and astronomers from around the world. And last year, we didn't see any of this. But now, all of a sudden, these articles, these observations, they're starting to come out. And they probably know that the majority of the world population isn't going to be reading these types of scientific papers. But when it all comes down to it, close to the end, they'll say, well, we knew about this, we published this paper, we wrote this article, we released this information. But when the information isn't in mainstream media, how do we find it? I would have never found this article if Jason did not send me a link and gave me the ability to read this. So again, folks, this is a fantastic article. Again, it's very scientific. You may not understand all of it, but these astronomers and these scientists are proving to themselves that the interaction from another star and other planets will affect our sun. And I'm not referring to our planets in our solar system. I'm referring to other planets that are not native to our solar system, other stars that are not native to our solar system. You can form your own opinions on all of this. That's what I like you to do. So I will leave a link to this article. Please read it. And again, you may not understand all of it completely, but it's just going to show you that these astronomers and these scientists are leaking out information little by little. And then you can watch the short video by Discovery News, and it's going to talk about the sun's role in lightning, electricity. So very informative. So watch the video and leave your comments in the comment box under the video, and I think you'll find this very interesting.
You thought you were so smart. You thought you knew where lightning came from, but you don't, because it comes from the sun. Howdy light bulbs, Trace here coming at you from D News with your weekly space update. Lightning is a fairly common way for nature to showcase its raw power. Molecules in the clouds bump and grind up on each other, creating a buildup of static electricity. As the cloud becomes charged up with electricity, electrons snake up from the ground as well to make a circuit. That's called the step leaders. When the electrons meet, lightning. Science is awesome. That's what we used to think. It turns out there's actually a bigger, badder baller on the block, the friggin' sun. A new study in environmental research letters found that the solar wind may be affecting the amount of lightning that we are seeing on the ground. The sun is constantly producing a stream of electrons and protons traveling 1,000,000 miles an hour, flowing in all directions away from it. This is commonly called the solar wind because the Earth is bathed in those high energy particles constantly, and during periods of high solar activity like now, the solar wind blows even stronger. Though we think the sun is a solid ball, it's actually a giant nuclear furnace made of gas that takes 27 days to fully rotate. The particles it emits are therefore fluctuating in a predictable pattern as well. The scientists describe the solar wind as waves because it can vary in density, temperature, and charge based on where the sun is in its monthly cycle. When these high energy particles hit Earth's magnetic field, we get aurora. We've talked about that before, and they usually just kind of bounce off and keep going. However, when a relatively slow solar wind wave is overtaken by a relatively fast wave, it overwhelms Earth's magnetic field, and some of those particles actually break into the upper atmosphere, charging up the clouds and causing an increase in either the frequency or intensity of lightning. The scientists weren't exactly clear on which it was, whether it was a rate of lightning or intensity. You'd think you'd want to be more clear on that. It's not just our sun causing the static buildup either. When other stars explode millions of light years away, they also send out these high energy particles, and some of them do eventually hit us as well. Mathematically, this is like mind-boggling, right? What are the chances of a star exploding millions of years ago at just the right time to shoot out a particle which after millions of years will hit us and cause a lightning strike that will finally give me superpowers? What are the chances? Knowing this, the scientists say, may help improve long-term weather forecasting somehow, knowing the sun's cycle and solar wind and all that.
I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce one of our new affiliate sponsors, Food for Liberty. And they provide the highest quality long-term food storage, water purification, and survival prepper supplies. All foods have a 25-year shelf life, certified non-GMO ingredients, and also a gluten-free option. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a very smart idea to have at least a 30-day supply of food and water in the case of any emergency. So there will be a link provided in the description box under this video for Food for Liberty.